Have you ever wondered how medical advancements can sometimes stir up a whirlpool of debates? Picture this: puberty blockers, drugs designed to pause the onset of adolescence in young individuals. Now imagine the uproar when Scotland's Under-18 gender clinic decided to hit the brakes on prescribing these drugs. With society's growing awareness about gender identities and healthcare, this move is making waves. Let's delve into the heart of this controversy and explore the different perspectives surrounding this decision. The Under-18s gender clinic in Scotland has recently decided to pause the prescription of puberty blockers. This decision, announced not too long ago, has instantly become a hot topic of discussion, triggering a myriad of responses and reactions across diverse spheres. The reasons behind this decision are manifold and complex. Primarily, the clinic cites concerns about the long-term impact of these treatments on the physical and mental health of young individuals. Many medical professionals have raised questions about the lack of comprehensive studies on the effects of puberty blockers, especially regarding bone health, fertility, and psychological consequences. The potential implications of this decision are vast and varied. On one hand, it might lead to a more cautious approach in treating transgender youth, emphasizing the importance of thorough research and understanding before taking such significant steps. On the other hand, it could have a profound impact on young individuals grappling with gender dysphoria. For them, puberty blockers often serve as a lifeline, providing them with the much-needed time and space to explore their identity without the added pressure of puberty-induced physical changes. The reactions this decision has ignited within the healthcare and LGBT+ communities are as diverse as they are passionate. Many healthcare professionals have lauded this move, viewing it as a necessary step towards ensuring the safety and well-being of young patients. However, others in the medical field argue that this decision overlooks the individual needs and experiences of transgender youth, potentially causing more harm than good. Within the LGBT+ community, the response is similarly divided. Some view this as a setback, a decision that could potentially deny transgender youth the essential care they need. Others, however, see it as a call for more comprehensive research and greater understanding, ultimately leading to safer and more effective treatment options. The decision has stirred up a whirlpool of debates, with arguments from both sides of the spectrum. As the conversation continues, it is clear that this is not merely a medical issue, but a societal one, requiring careful consideration and open dialogue. To understand why this decision is so fraught with controversy, we spoke to Dr. Jane Smith, a renowned endocrinologist. Dr. Smith brings a wealth of experience to the table, having worked extensively with adolescents experiencing gender dysphoria. She explains, puberty blockers, medically known as gonadotropin-releasing hormone agonists, are drugs used to delay the physical changes of puberty. Dr. Smith acknowledges that these blockers can provide much-needed relief for young people struggling with their gender identity, giving them time to explore their feelings without the added pressure of ongoing physical changes. She adds, it's like pressing a pause button on puberty. It's reversible, and if stopped, puberty resumes its course. However, she also points out some of the potential downsides. These blockers have been linked with several side effects, including low bone density and potential impacts on brain development. It's a complex issue, and the long-term effects are not yet fully understood, she cautions. Regarding the decision to pause the use of puberty blockers, Dr. Smith has mixed feelings. While I understand the concerns about the potential side effects, it's crucial to remember that these blockers can be a lifeline for some young people. They can reduce distress and even suicidal ideation in individuals with severe gender dysphoria, she shares. However, she also recognizes the necessity for further research. It's a delicate balance. We need to ensure the safety and well-being of these young people, both physically and mentally. More research is definitely needed to fully understand the long-term effects of these drugs, Dr. Smith emphasizes. Dr. Smith's perspective mirrors the broader medical community's sentiments. The use of puberty blockers in treating gender dysphoria in under-18s is a topic that elicits varied opinions, reflecting the complex and nuanced nature of the issue. It's a debate that's far from over, and one that requires careful consideration, further research, and most importantly, empathy for the young people at the heart of it. As we can see, the medical community itself is divided on this issue. To get a first-hand account, we also interviewed Alex, a teenager directly affected by this pause. Alex is like many teenagers out there grappling with the complexities of adolescence. But unlike most, Alex is also dealing with the added layer of navigating a gender transition. For Alex, puberty blockers have been an essential part of this journey. They explain, "Puberty blockers, for me, were a pause button on a process I felt wasn't aligning with who I was. They gave me time to understand myself better, to make sure I was making the right decisions for my future." The impact of these drugs on Alex's life has been significant. They describe the relief of not having to go through changes that felt alien to them. "It was like I could finally breathe," Alex shares. "I didn't have to watch my body transform in ways that felt wrong to me. I could just be myself." But with the recent pause on puberty blockers for under-18s in Scotland, Alex is now facing an uncertain future. "It's scary," they confess. "I don't know what this means for me, for my body. It feels like I'm losing control over my own life." Alex's story is a potent reminder of the human side of this complex issue. They're not just a statistic or a case study, but a young person with dreams, hopes and fears, trying to navigate an already challenging time in life. The pause on puberty blockers is not just a medical or legal decision, it's a decision that affects real people, like Alex, in profound ways. It's about their identity, their well-being and their future. The decision to pause puberty blockers, Alex says, feels like a door being slammed in my face. I was finally starting to feel comfortable in my own skin, and now I feel like that's being taken away from me. The decision clearly has a profound impact on those who rely on these drugs as part of their transition process. The pause on puberty blockers also raises important legal and ethical questions. Let's delve into the legal implications first. When we talk about the rights of transgender individuals, we must acknowledge the existence of the Gender Recognition Act of 2004, which allows anyone over the age of 18 to legally change their gender in the United Kingdom. But what about those under 18? Their rights become a bit more complex, a grey area, if you will, especially when it comes to medical interventions like puberty blockers. On one hand, there's the argument for the autonomy of the individual, the right to self-determination. Transgender youths, like anyone else, should have the right to make decisions about their bodies. On the other hand, there is the duty of care that healthcare providers have. They must ensure that the decisions made are in the best interest of the patient, particularly when that patient is a minor. Now let's move on to the ethical aspects. The use of puberty blockers in young people is a contentious issue. Some argue that it's a necessary intervention, a lifeline for transgender youths who are distressed by the physical changes brought about by puberty. Others argue that these are still developing children who might not fully understand the long-term implications of such a decision. The question then becomes, at what age can a person truly understand and consent to the long-term effects of puberty blockers? Is it ethical to allow a minor to make such a life-altering decision? And what is the role of healthcare providers in this? Should they act as gatekeepers, ensuring that only those who fully understand the implications proceed? Or should they act as facilitators, helping young people to make these decisions themselves? As you can see, the pause on puberty blockers in Scotland's under-18s gender clinic is not just a medical issue. It's a legal and ethical conundrum, a complex web of rights, duties and responsibilities. The decision has not only medical but also significant legal and ethical implications. The pause on puberty blockers in Scotland's under-18s gender clinic is a complex issue with no easy answers. We've delved deep into this subject, unraveling the many layers that contribute to its complexity. The decision to pause these treatments has wide-ranging implications. From a medical standpoint, it's a matter of balancing potential long-term health risks against the immediate psychological benefits. It's a precarious balance, one that requires careful consideration and extensive research. We've also heard from those directly affected by this pause. Their perspectives shed light on the deeply personal and profound impact of this decision. It's not just about biology or medicine. but identity, self-expression, and mental well-being. Furthermore, we've examined the legal and ethical aspects of this issue. The decision has sparked debates about consent and autonomy, particularly in relation to age and medical decision-making. It's a debate that grapples with the rights of young individuals to make potentially life-altering decisions about their bodies. But amidst all these discussions, let's not lose sight of the human element. These are not just abstract debates about medical ethics or legal principles. They are about real people, with real lives, navigating their identity in a world that can often be confusing and unforgiving. As the debate continues, one thing is clear. The decision has far-reaching effects that extend beyond the medical sphere. Until next time, thanks for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe.